The ongoing conflict in Gaza has reached a new and devastating level of intensity, with recent reports highlighting the significant casualties resulting from Israeli airstrikes. As the humanitarian situation deteriorates, the impact on civilians, particularly children and families, raises urgent concerns about the future of the region. This blog will explore the escalation of violence, the humanitarian crisis that has emerged, and the international response to the situation. The intensification of airstrikes in recent weeks, Israeli forces have significantly intensified their airstrikes in Gaza, leading to catastrophic consequences. On January 17, 2025, it was reported that at least 42 Palestinians had lost their lives, including 23 individuals in a single attack on a United Nations Relief and Works Agency, UNRWA, school located in Nuseirat. This incident marks the sixth bombing of an UNRWA school in just 10 days, highlighting the alarming trend of targeting facilities meant to provide shelter and education to vulnerable populations. The airstrikes have not only resulted in loss of life but have also created a climate of fear and uncertainty for residents of Gaza. With a significant portion of the population seeking refuge in schools and other public facilities, the repeated bombings of these safe havens underscore the dire situation facing civilians. A humanitarian catastrophe. The humanitarian consequences of the ongoing conflict are dire. According to the UNRWA, approximately 70% of its schools in Gaza have been bombed since the escalation of hostilities began. Tragically, over 500 people who sought shelter in these schools have been killed since October 7, highlighting the deadly reality for those trying to escape the violence. The impact on children is particularly concerning, as the psychological and physical toll of the conflict can have lifelong effects. UNRWA officials have warned that the scale of destruction in Gaza is unprecedented, with projections indicating it will take an estimated 15 years to clear the rubble from the widespread devastation. This timeline reflects not only the physical destruction of infrastructure but also the profound psychological and social impact on a population already grappling with the consequences of years of conflict. International response and reactions. The escalation of violence in Gaza has drawn international condemnation and calls for an immediate ceasefire. Humanitarian organizations, including the United Nations, have urged both parties to prioritize the safety and well-being of civilians. The targeting of schools and other civilian infrastructure is viewed as a violation of international humanitarian law, prompting calls for accountability and protection of noncombatants. In response to the crisis, various countries and international organizations have mobilized to provide humanitarian assistance to those affected. Efforts to deliver food, medical supplies, and psychological support are ongoing, but the scale of the crisis poses significant challenges. Access to affected areas is often limited due to security concerns, and the blockade on Gaza complicates the delivery of much-needed aid. The broader context, political dynamics and historical tensions. To understand the current escalation, it is essential to consider the broader political dynamics and historical context of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Deep-rooted grievances, territorial disputes, and cycles of violence have created a complex and volatile situation. The ongoing conflict is often fueled by political rhetoric, historical narratives, and competing claims to land, making resolution efforts challenging. The humanitarian crisis in Gaza is not isolated. It is intertwined with broader geopolitical issues, including regional tensions and international involvement. As global attention turns to the situation, the need for a comprehensive and lasting resolution to the conflict becomes increasingly urgent. Looking ahead, a call for peace and resolution. The escalation of violence in Gaza serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of conflict. The deaths of civilians, particularly children, highlight the urgent need for peace and a commitment to protecting the most vulnerable populations. International actors must come together to facilitate dialogue and negotiations, prioritizing humanitarian access and support for those affected by the violence. As the situation continues to unfold, it is imperative for the global community to remain engaged and advocate for a peaceful resolution. The lessons learned from this tragic conflict should inform future efforts to build a just and lasting peace in the region, ensuring that the rights and dignity of all individuals are upheld. Conclusion. The escalation of airstrikes in Gaza and the resulting humanitarian crisis demand urgent attention and action. The deaths of innocent civilians, particularly those seeking refuge in UNRWA schools, underscore the devastating toll of violence. As the world watches, it is crucial to advocate for an immediate cessation of hostilities and a renewed commitment to peace. Only through collective efforts can we hope to break the cycle of violence and work towards a brighter future for the people of Gaza and the broader region. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like and share with others. Hit the notification bell for updates. And let us know where you're watching from in the comments below.